Israel-Hamas edge closer to a ceasefire deal, reports. Reportedly, the perennial enemies have been engaged in bilateral talks in Cairo over the past 2 weeks, mediated by the Egyptian government and representatives from the untied nations, a ceasefire agreement being hammered out between Israel and the Gaza-based Palestinian Islamist group, Hamas, may bring an end to recent cross-border hostilities, which have included the deployment of explosive-laden kites over the separation fence into Israeli territory. According to the Lebanese Al Akhbar newspaper, the possible deal, should both sides accept it, will include the cessation of Palestinian protests along the Gaza-Israel border in exchange for a number of phased reciprocal measures by Israel. These would begin with the reopening of 2 of Gaza's crossing points to facilitate the entry of aid. The second phase would reportedly include an increase in Gaza's electricity supply along with a larger variety of goods allowed to enter the besieged strip. The final stage, should cross-border calm prevail for that long, would include construction of a power plant in the neighboring Sinai Peninsula to generate a reliable flow of electricity, with the aim of improving Gaza's infrastructure, and a seaport in Ismailia for importing goods. Cairo and Hamas have, so far, refused to comment on the specifics of the agreement being formulated with Tel Aviv State, but other possible outcomes could, according to Israel's Ynet News, include long-discussed prisoner swaps, before committing to final status negotiations aimed at putting the plans into action. Delegates from Hamas Political Bureau met on August 2 in Gaza to hash out the details. On the other side of the fence, Tel Aviv's security cabinet will reportedly hold parallel talks on August 5 in an underground base, where senior Israeli officials will be updated on the discussions held in Egypt. If both sides agree to implement the plan, it is expected that the first phase of the ceasefire could come into effect within a week, bringing an end to the so-called March for Return protests that have been regularly carried out by Palestinians along the Gaza-Israel border since March 30, which are often animated by violence.